Hi guys, my name is Lydia and this is me wearing this lovely outfit I made by myself. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you everything on how I made this, on the production of this outfit. And please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and support my channel. And also hit the notification bell icon to notify you of my new videos. In my last video was a tutorial on how I drafted out this trouser pattern. Please, if you haven't watched my video on that, I will leave a link on the description box. Because this is going to be a continuation of that, I'll also be uploading a new video on how I made that lovely top that you saw me wearing. So in this tutorials, it's going to be strictly on the sewing aspect of this trouser. Please leave your question at the comment section below. Thank you. I'm placing the front trouser pattern on a fabric to cut, and I'm cutting it now. I'm going to mark the pocket side by 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 an inch. I have marked it like this. So I'll now go ahead and remove. So this is my front pattern for my trouser. So I'm placing the back pattern on the fabric to trace it out. Now I've cut the back pattern. To cut a pocket for high waist trouser, measure from here to about 15 inch and mark and connect. Then measure 7 inch for the width, for the wideness of the pocket. 7 inch, 7 inch, 7 inch, and connect and connect. Then cut. The pocket actually looks longer. That's because it's a high waist, so it's going to come up. So from here, I'm measuring from this edge. I'm measuring like 2 inch, and I'm connecting this 2 inch to this with just a free hand, and then upwards like this. You may just decide to leave yours like I'm going to go down by 1 inch like this. I'm going to connect it upwards to meet this point. I'm going to tell you why it's like that. The reason why I'm slanted from this waist side upwards, it's so that the pocket lays well on the trouser. So now that I got my pocket pattern, I'm going to go ahead to cut the pocket from the fabric now. I'm tracing out the pocket on the mark the center like this, and I mark this one like this. So this is the pocket. So this is my front pattern, and this is the mark where I put for the pocket. So the pocket is going to come like this on it. It's going to come like this, and I'm pinning it. After I pin it, I'm going to go ahead to sew it by half an inch from from this point, from where I've torn. That's half an inch down to this point, half an inch, and I will now stop here and bring it back to the table. So this is the pocket and this is the front trouser. I'm sewing the pocket into the trouser. So after I have finished sewing it by half an inch, I went ahead to notch it to almost the same area, the same line, and the down part almost the same line. I'm going to turn it over like this and then top stitch here. So this is the pocket. I'm going to bring it up like this. So that it can lay. After ironing it, pocket, look at the middle point where I marked. So after ironing it, I'm going to go and sew the pocket like this. I'm going to go and sew it like this. Like this. Let me pin the part I'm going to sew. So I'll go and sew it like this and bring it back. So this is how it looks. This is the trouser pattern and this is the pocket. So now I'm going to pin it together like this. So you see that one the pocket I had to cut is slanting up, so you can, so that the trouser lays very well. So when I'm done with it, those excess on front, I'm going to trim it out. So now I'm going to go and sew this side and sew this side. I'm going to pin this one too, so that it can be firm. I'm pinning it. I'll now go and sew it like this with 1/4 of an inch. Now I have sewn everything. As you can see, my pocket is laying well to the trouser. So I'm going to cut, and this is the other front part. It's two front. So I'm going to join it to each other. Pin it. Then after that, after arranging it on each other, I'm pinning it so that so when I'm done pinning it, I'm going to sew it by half inch. So when I get to almost 1 inch to the end, I'm going to stop around here. Stop the sewing here. So like I said, when I got here, I didn't sew. Here is it. So I have sewn all this one. So now I'm going to go ahead to join the back part of the trouser to the front part. When I'm done arranging it on it, I will now go ahead to pin. So after pinning it, I'll now go down to my machine and then sew like this down. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Put the second leg of the trouser and then sew it down. When I'm done joining this part downwards, I'll then go ahead to open it or iron it like this. When I'm done ironing it, I folded it like this. And this is the front pattern. The one with the pocket is the front, and this is the back side. So I'll go ahead and divide this back side waist by 2. This is 10. So I'm dividing it by 2, 5. So I'm marking 5 straight down like this. And then I'm marking it like this. 5.5 like this. Or I could just fold it like this. I could just fold it like this and use my iron to, mark it. Now the iron has helped me to mark my dart line. So this is it. I'm going to go and now put my dart with 3/4 inch. That's 3/4 inch on both sides, making it 1.5. I've applied my dart to the back side of the trouser and to the other side as well. So I'm going to iron it. I'm ironing the front crotch. So after I'm done, I'm folding this into 2 like this. Spray it on the table. Arrange it properly. Make sure that the waist measurement is accurate. My waist is 29. So I'm taking it from here. 29 should be into 2 is 14.5. So this is my 29. To measure my hip out of this, I go down by 9 inch. Remember from the pattern, 9 inch. So this is now my hip. I will now measure my hip like this. So it's a palazzo pant, so the hip must not be, it mustn't take your hip measurement. It could be free and still look very okay, very smart on you. I'll just leave it at 22. That's my hip is 42, so I'm just leaving it at 22, which is 44. It's not bad. It's going to be really fine with some allowance on it. Make sure that the waist is perfect, is firm on you. As outside the waist, then you can now add what you can add to the hip depending on how loose or how tight you want it. I will just connect these 2 points like this. I'm connecting the 2 points. Please take note of the way I'm sewing it. This is how the steps you to follow to sew it. When it gets to this point at the back, you take it by 1/2 inch. You shouldn't go in like this. It should be just 1/2 inch. Just release your hand like this. So when you're sewing, come out here, mark 1 inch. So this is where you're sewing in. Here, 1 inch. So I'm going to sew like this. 1 inch. I'm going to stop at 1 inch. And I'm done sewing it. I left out the 1 inch I was talking about. So this is how I'm going to do with this one inch I left. And don't forget that at the front part I also left 1 inch. So now I'm going to join the back and the front like this. Down for the inner thigh. Down. And I'm going to do the same for the other side. After I have sewn it like this and the other side as well, like this, I'm going to go now to sew it here like this so I can close it up. So now I have closed it up. So I'm going to go ahead to overlock this side. Now I have overlocked it. I'll now go ahead to open the inner thigh side. so it looks smooth. The inner tie with iron, just for it to lay smoothly. Let me iron the pocket. You hardly know that there is pocket. I'm cutting the band for the waist of my trouser, so I made sure I stay it. I folded it like this, and I'm folding it like this again. I'm marking out 1 inch from here, 1 inch like this. My waist is 29. That's 7.25. 7.25 plus 1 inches allowance become 8.25. So I'll mark out 8.25. I'll go ahead to connect this point to this point. I want the band for my trouser to be 2 inch wide. So I'm going to make it 3 inch so that by the time I sew it, everything it becomes 2 inches wide. 3 inch, 3 inch, 3 inch. I'm marking 3 inches. So now go ahead to connect. And I now bring this one up like this. So this is my band. This red marked area is my band. The reason I'm doing it like this is so that it's grip my waist, becomes very firm on my waist. Mark the center, notch the center. So this is my band and this is how it looks. I'll now bring another paper, another fabric that I also stayed this one. That means the front and the back should be stayed. So I'll place it. I'm facing the good side to the good side, and I'm going to sew like this. So when I'm done sewing it on top, I will now go ahead to cut. So this band, I just cut it too because one is going to be at the front and the other is going to be at the back, and then the zip is going to be at the side. So after cutting it, I'm going ahead to notch. When I'm done notching it, I'm going to turn it this way and then top stitch it to the end. So after I'm done top stitching, I'll have to fold it this way and iron. So this is what it looks like for my trouser. I'll just notch the band at the center. I'll fold it like this to notch the middle part, and then fold this. So this is the center for my back side. I will now place it to the notch side like this. So after placing the center, I will now pin it. When I'm done pinning it, I will now go ahead to sew it by 1/2 inch like this. And I'll do the same to the other side. So now I'm done fixing the band, and I've already overlocked it as well. So look at how it looks. So I'll go ahead and iron my band. I will now have to fold it into two like this to meet at the center. Then now take my measurement. So my waist is 29. 29 is 7.25, so I marked 7.25 here. I go down here and I marked 7.25. I'm going to add an extra allowance of like 1/2 inch. It's okay. So I'm going to go ahead to cut. I'm also doing the same thing to the other side. So now that I have marked out the waist of the trouser, I'm going to go ahead and complete this sewing. I'm going to complete it from where the measurement starts. I'm going to trace it down to meet here, and then I'm going to fix my zip to the side. So now I'm done with my trouser. And I'm going to iron that zip side so that it lays very well. If you find my video helpful, please give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and also share. Leave your comment at the comment section. In my next video, I'm going to be showing on how I made the top I wore the trouser with. See you guys in my next video. Love you. Bye.